Sam Altman is either an enormous troll or GPT-5 Strawberry is right around the corner. Let's break down all of the rumors and the hype that have been really building over the last couple days. So just today, as of recording this video on August 7th, 8:29 a.m. Pacific, Sam Altman tweets out, "I love summer in the garden." What a troll. He took a picture of a garden with strawberries, and if you're not familiar, strawberry or Q-Star or whatever you want to call it is what everybody thinks is the next big version, the next frontier model from OpenAI. And of course, after this tweet, the AI Twitter sphere went nuts and everybody started commenting on it. But that's not it. There were actually two anonymous models that just appeared in lmsys.org. This is the same strategy that OpenAI used for their previous iterations of models, just anonymously dropping the models in lmsys.org. Now, I went there this morning and I could not find either of these models, but there's been enough reports throughout the internet, people that I hopefully can trust, that have showed these models in action. So here is Jimmy Apples, the notorious OpenAI leaker, new model in LM-Sys Arena, battle only. As we can see here, the model name is Anonymous Chatbot. Now, for other people, it's showing up as a different name, which means it might actually be a completely different model. We'll get to that. So here he asks, what model are you? I'm based on OpenAI's GPT-4 architecture. Specifically, you're interacting with a version of GPT-4 that has been fine-tuned for chat-based interactions, blah, blah, blah. So not much, but it is saying it is GPT-4 architecture, but who knows if that's true or false. Jimmy Apples goes on to say, from some very rough and limited personal testing, I'm not seeing any reasoning improvements, but I've seen some in math. Maybe someone with better personal evals on math can test it. I wish I could test it. I cannot find it anywhere in lmsys.org. Then we have Hater at Slow Developer, who broke down everything we know about Q-Star, Strawberry. So let me just quickly go over this. So it's confirmed OpenAI is close to announcing its next frontier model, possibly GPT-5. OpenAI has renamed Project Q-Star to Project Strawberry. And for those of you who are asking, what is Project Strawberry? What is Q-Star? I've made multiple videos about them in the past. The gist is, it is finally giving large language models the ability to think ahead, to plan, which allows them to get better at math, to get better at logic and reasoning, and really is an enormous unlock towards AGI if true. So there's been a bunch of rumors about Q-Star, about Strawberry, and here are just a few of what people think it might be capable of. It will generate answers, but also plan enough to navigate the internet autonomously and reliably to perform deep research, planning, actually being able to think through a prompt rather than just immediately responding with whatever it is trained on. It involves a specialized way of processing an AI model after it has been pre-trained on large data sets. So typically how it works is a model is initially trained and then it's kind of frozen in time until it's fine-tuned later. But this idea that it can be consistently fine-tuned and consistently learning rather than just a knowledge base frozen in time is an incredible and elusive idea in the world of AI. So some key points: this reasoning is key to AGI and ASI. OpenAI wants models to browse the web with the assistance of computer-using agents and take actions based on their findings. They want Strawberry to perform long horizon tasks, to perform a series of actions over an extended period. And this is something Sam Altman has talked about in previous interviews. It will engage in post-training fine-tuning that optimizes performance after the regular training phase. And of course, Pliny the prompter got his or her hands on this model. So Model A, Anonymous Chatbot, and was already able to jailbreak it. Pliny the prompter is ruthless. However, Bindu Reddy from Abacus AI has a slightly different take on it. But yes, this is in reference to Project Strawberry, Q-Star, the reasoning project OpenAI has been rumored to be working on. The problem, however, is that several other labs, including Google, have cracked a bunch of techniques around math, reasoning, and synthetic data. Now, what she is specifically referring to is just about a week ago, DeepMind's model, a company that is owned by Google, was able to absolutely dominate the math Olympiads. So basically the whole math reasoning thing is nearly solved. So she goes on to say it's unlikely that Strawberry is going to give them much advantage over Opus 3.5 or Gemini 2.0. Now, here's that other model I was telling you about. This is a screenshot from Aditya Singh. Let's take a look. The model is sus column R. What a name. So here's one of the questions that has been going around the internet. I've been including it in my LLM tests. And the question is, which is larger, 9.11 or 9.9? And not only did it give the answer, but it also gave the the reasoning as to how it arrived at the answer. And it did give the correct answer, but a lot of models have been struggling with this very simple prompt. And Aditya says, sus column R seems to have insane COT, chain of thought, built in, maybe Q star. Chubby, also somebody who is a great follow on Twitter, says, why chain of thought and not tree of thought? So they're really talking about algorithms, or really just prompting techniques, to allow models to think more strategically, to think more long-term, to plan, and to really explain their reasoning in a way that allows them to have much better quality outputs. And I can't end this video about Strawberry with talking about I Ruled the World Mo. And this is a newish Twitter account, at least new to me, and is possibly the biggest troll, the biggest hype man for Strawberry Q star there possibly is. I don't know who he is. I think he's actually just an alt of Chubby, but maybe not. Maybe he's an insider at OpenAI. Who do you think he is, by the way? Drop your comments in the description below, and maybe he'll show up in the comments and reveal himself. But he has already 8,800 plus posts, which is just insane to think about. And look at some of these posts. Choo Choo, Project Strawberry, and on and on and on. All about Project Strawberry, all about hyping it up. And we'll see if it's actually true, if Project Strawberry is coming tonight, which I Rule the World says it is, or if it's coming soon. You know, OpenAI is at the point where they really have to drop something substantial very soon, because Llama 3.1 405B took a lot of the wind out of OpenAI sales. Well, it turns out right after I finished recording, Sean Ralston actually told me how to get access to these models. There is a reason I couldn't find them. They only show up in the arena mode, battle mode of lmsys.org, and it doesn't tell you which model is actually being used until after you vote on it. So the only way to get access to it is to basically try a bunch of prompts in the arena battle, and then hopefully you get the new model. And I did. Check this out. So I asked the killers question. There are 3 killers in the room. Someone enters the room and kills one of them. Nobody leaves the room. How many killers are left in the room? And we have 2 models, GPT-4 0613, and here it is, sus column R. Now let's look at GPT-4 first. Let's break it down. Initially, there are 3 killers in the room. Someone else enters the room and kills one of the existing 3 killers. Nobody leaves the room. Here's a critical part of the answer. The person who entered the room and killed one of the killers becomes a killer. So there are still 3 killers in the room. Okay, great. Now let's look at this new model. So initial situation, action, result of the action, additional consideration, final count. So it's definitely breaking it down in a much more step-by-step approach. So we get, therefore, there are 2 original killers plus 1 new killer equals 3 killers. And it actually gives us both answers. 3 killers if you include the person who committed the recent killing, and 2 killers if you only count the original ones. Now, still, it doesn't give any note about the killer who is now dead, and it probably should have. But let's give it one more. Now, here's the hardest logic and reasoning problem I have in my LLM tests. A marble is put in a glass. The glass is then turned upside down and put on a table. Then the glass is picked up and put in a microwave. Where is the marble? Explain your reasoning step by step. So we don't actually know which models are generating these responses yet. So let's look at model A. The marble is inside the glass, which is inside the microwave. That is dead wrong. However, let's look at model B. Step 1, the marble is put in the glass. The glass is then turned upside down. The glass is then picked up. The marble still remains inside the glass, unaffected by the change in location, and they both say it is in the microwave, so both are bad. And yep, neither of these are the new models. Let's try it again. So I did it again, and we have a new model. This is anonymous chatbot. What everybody is also saying is potentially the next version of GPT. However, it does say the marble is at the bottom of the glass when the glass is placed in the microwave, which is wrong. That is just wrong. So it did get this wrong. And I want to thank again Sean Ralston for sending me this. Rather than just testing it a bunch of times and trying to get the right model, we have the marble test from sus column R. Let's see what it says. Initially, the marble is placed inside a normal cup. The cup is then turned upside down over the marble. Due to gravity, the marble would fall to the bottom of the inside of the cup. Positioning under the cup, when the cup is upside down, the marble would rest on the inner surface of the cup's bottom due to gravity. Yes, but it's confined by the cup's walls and the table's surface. Yes. Moving to the microwave. The cup is lifted. The marble will no longer be supported by the cup's interior and will fall due to gravity. It will now be lying on the table where the cup was. Yes. The marble would now be located on the table outside of the microwave. That is correct. Now, of course, I plan on doing the full suite of tests, but I just wanted to show you a couple of the really hard reasoning tests before I actually do the full test in a separate video. Let me know if you think Strawberry is coming soon. Is Sam Altman trolling? We'll see. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.